Hello everybody and welcome back to Not For Broadcast VR. By the way, this shit's fucking theme goes hard as fuck. Day 1. Where the fuck am I? I'm trapped in a room with no walls or windows. With no doors or windows. Asking for information on the first page for your name, Alex Winston. Your spouse, Sam Winston. Your children, Charles Winston and Susie Winston. Job, you would be friendly and introduce yourself. Be productive, reminisce with friends about old jobs. Work immediately. A call and get in a different department is confided additional information. Court violation. Stay late to ensure your first deadline. Work early and to phone information. I'm just telling them what they want to hear. You and your family and friends have been invited. You. And you've had a long, successful career, about to retire. Your speech is. List your achievements and all the good memories. Tell them what they want to hear. In your spare time, you relax and learn to make me. Keep thinking someone's in my room. Your current wealth, broke ass poor. Good to know. I do hard to get him to spend my nature beauty. Daily grind. That's not important. It's the most important. Safe, free, happy, equal. Safe. Guess that one's all about perspective. I might start skipping through these. I don't like reading. It's like Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're drying up a favorite coffee. Or about souvenir of your first trip together. People like me, we're going to lose everything. That's awful. Passport, why? They've taken mine in half the bloody countries. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe. But I need to go before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex. I wouldn't surely there's another way. It's against the law. I can't help you with this. You're not in your stomach tightens. Day 8. What the fuck? We going back to the office? The good part of the game, per se? Paradise is very nice. The Fallout. What? Turn it on. Yellow.
So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they? Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These two buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them, and they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine, and you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Looks like he's getting something
Is this
fun.
Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of
There's a
continuing
power
reason.
usage. There's a power usage meter, so if I turn off VHS rack,
3.
there we go.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests if we're on the way to a new future.
This is the guys from last episode, right?
Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO.
Hi, Jeremy.
The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to
Seems the
Sophia.
fan doesn't use any
Stocks rising
major
40
power,
points
as you
in
can
like
tell.
United. In her first press conference
There's no
this
difference.
afternoon,
So.
Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snuggleheart. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Ward and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought
This is the new toy.
but thanks to a new
If you didn't notice, there was a note on this VHS. It says, should I play it? Is it safe?
Undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course,
I'm gonna
only
do it.
the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this
We're gonna play that one.
unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together, like we always have." Playing the field,
Where'd my music go?
rumors abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very program. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artist Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly
Snatched
on the
inside my
romance
snatch
on the
is
cards
crazy.
for these two budding A-listers. And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that and mega move for the group of young actors who are already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Perfect. Oh shit, I hate this one.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps
Wow.
Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan
James is right.
Seriously self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most destructive threat.
If you didn't know, if you switch between these cams too fast, it'll make the viewers go down.
Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
I believe that.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little...
Why'd my
circus
sound
to keep us
desk
from
go
seeing
out?
the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You saw that, right? My sound
I call
desk
it
went out.
Grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already...
I wish I could I was smart enough to understand what the fuck she was saying.
...into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding.
Sorry about that.
They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Oh, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating Law and Order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think that might do some good.
This is the toy ad, right?
How much are you being paid by?
This is Knuckle Hugs.
You love them, we love them, and they just love me. With his state-of-the-art human-like voice to keep them company when you can't. If you keep me happy, I'll keep you safe. And his incredible real...
How's it going actually? Fuck it, I don't care. I ain't
Good.
fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune though. Alright mate, see you later, bye!
You don't want to be left out. I only like people who have me first and friend. Oh, Mr. Snugglehugs, you're so silly. Mr. Snugglehugs in stores now, selling out fast.
That was kind of weird.
Welcome. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
service.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, legal sector there. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or
Why were you looking
Do you
in through
feel
your
the
neighbor's
streets simply
windows?
aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that...
Bible.
Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear?
What the fuck?
As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think
What?
it's the immigrants who are responsible
what
for
the
the
fuck?
moral decay?
Absolutely.
What is going on in the background?
Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Holy-
Sorry, darling, I was saying the Badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Back you go. Back in your gimp space. Off
And
you go.
whose
Gimp?
responsibility
Oh
is it
my
to
God.
change, Bob?
Well, it is
I believe that falls under the term a sex slave, but I don't know.
Darling, where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive,
He's-
you definitely won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said get
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive! You
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal. No
That's one
else.
horny man and woman
Everyone
right
has
there.
a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians.
I believe the
do we?
correct term is
Alice comes
polyamorous.
home
I'm
with
not
an
sure though.
virus. Does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight,
I spoke to Mallory at the Bridge Club.
part of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for
Bro's not
aggravated
wearing
assault,
pants.
burglary and menacing a SWAT. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's
Titwank
like in
Tony is
prison, Tony?
crazy.
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle.
Oh,
against
Titwank
institutionalisation,
Tony.
as you can imagine. And obviously, Titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise
Stop
party. Good
calling.
bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Soapy!
I think asking that is an oversimplification. It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris.
Oi, oi.
Little Chris.
Chris? Why is it?
Vampire Chris.
What the fuck? Oh. Oh.
Yep.
1 sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
Open! You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh.
What the fuck is going on?
Not now, fellas. I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No.
there, Tony.
A Marachi band? What the fuck is going on?
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally...
Oh. Oh, bros. Bros truly living in paradise.
Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to gain a broader understanding
Bro's having
of
a
the
fun
serious
time.
and complex issues around law and order.
Didn't even realize that my mic was unmuted. I wasn't sure if it was or not.
Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody. That went well.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit time with the music, you can see the result on the Vision Mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for all or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
I think bro's dying.
Go-getters, you can be sure that your children will be well equipped in the march towards progress. After all, there's nothing better than moving forward. The Advanced Go-Getters. Forwards, together.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play
8 minutes or
Friendship
more.
on a tour of local secondaries.
Sorry about that.
Schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton.
Right,
Girls,
you.
must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my older one. I'm the older, more popular one.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's
What?
actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the math teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Meth is really important, I think you
It's
mean.
one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch
You
us
what?
back.
What?
Suppose with a
They
man named
what?
Nick Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me.
Yeah.
My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Math.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well,
I think,
I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get
I
ready.
think he's a
can't
little
wait to
cuckoo for
see it.
Cocoa Puffs. Either that or he's acoustic. One of the two. I can say that because I'm acoustic.
So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. We did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY.
What do you mean she's mainly a paraplegic? Is she not a paraplegic all the time?
This whole democracy thing.
What do you mean?
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Bum, 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 bum.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh, heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the
Fist. Gary the Fist?
Going somewhere, little first year? Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning.
Is that the maths is important kid?
My violent father.
Violent father.
Excuse
Yes,
me,
of course.
I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so
Ha! Ha! Your Honor.
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake!
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary.
I think you got some other problems
What
than
do you mean
that.
not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going!
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary.
Gary the Fist!
These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah!
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
So,
But.
and Blake's,
I can't fight
or
all
Jake,
3 of you,
whatever the fuck his
and I
name
don't
is,
have
pretty
any
fucking
friends
zesty.
of my own.
Fuck. Bum, bum.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be free.
Life can be cheeky. If you work as a team,
It's my choice to be mean.
This is kinda bad though.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist.
'Cause you shouldn't.
That's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist.
Bum, bum, bum.
I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner. He had to wait. Where's my dinner, woman?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again. I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes! Oh.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News.
Yes, thankfully.
Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was Crazy Neil's best Yuletide ornament spectacular.
Look at Crazy Neil over there.
You've got the best Christmas tree that your money can buy, and you want to buy some crazy-ass Christmas ornaments. We want to give you a spectacular Christmas cactus. You know what it's like? You've run out of things to dress up, and you want your house to look like a Christmas bomb has hit it. Then we've got the ornaments for you. You want something like vases or
Alright, everybody. That was Not for Broadcast Part 2. Goodbye.